What's going on, people? Welcome back to another episode of the Not a Football Show. My name is Tico from the Tico Fantasy Show, and I am here with my pal, Sully Sports. What's going on, Sully?
What's up?
What's happening?
Nothing much. We got some footy.
Yeah. We do have some footy. We are going to be doing a 2-minute drill today where we talk about all the games that are going to be played on Sunday and Monday, and we talk about each one for 2 minutes. That's what we're going to do. So we have no time to waste. We got cameras that are low on battery. We got computers that are low on battery. We got everything that's low on battery. So we got to do this 2-minute drill now. So, Producer Kev, you ready?
We are ready. You may begin.
Okay, the first game we are going to be talking about is the Jags-Bills in London.
London! The best thing to happen in London since Central C, man. I mean, you gotta love football over there. Jacksonville basically runs that place.
Dude, they probably have more fans there. I'm not going to say that. Duval goes pretty crazy. Not gonna lie.
Duval. All right, Buffalo 5.5-point favorites, over under 48.5, and I got Buffalo winning this one.
You know, crazy one. I got the Jags.
Ooh, you're so crazy.
I know,
Wow.
I'm quirky. I got the Jags winning this game because it's a stupid reason. It's a really stupid reason. They've been in London for the past 2 weeks, and you know it's a 5-hour time difference, and you gotta get acclimated to that. You know the Bills are just now flying there today, and the Jags have already been there for 2 weeks. They're prepared. They're ready. They're comfortable. They're built for London already.
Yeah, but the Buffalo Bills are better.
Well, you know, listen, are they I understand they are, but we've been waiting for this Jags team to show up, and this is a great game for them to show up in.
All right, maybe.
I'm taking the upset. I think they're going to get it done. I really believe in Trevor Lawrence.
All right, cool. So you're starting T-Law this week?
I am.
Are you?
I am.
Yeah, Buffalo Bills are going to be missing Tre'Davious White for the rest of the season.
I think that's another big reason why I'm picking the Jags.
Could be. They still got a really good defense without him, though. So, I mean, I like their defense a lot. So,
yeah.
What about you starting all the other guys? Christian Kirk, Calvin Ridley.
Calvin Ridley's a little questionable, but you still got to fire him up, I think. I'm not ready to abandon the ship quite yet.
And Evan Ingram and Etienne are every week starters, basically.
Yeah.
On the other side, Gabe Davis, I think, has scored 2 or 3 weeks in a row.
Hey, man, he's the one touchdown. That's all he does is score touchdowns, and if he keeps doing that for your fantasy team, you can't be mad about it.
That's all he does. Josh Allen, James Cook, Stephon Diggs, always starters.
Fire him up.
Dalton Kincaid's an option.
I put him in. He hasn't been great. I think he's like the tight end 18 on the year. Nothing insane, but I'd still fire him up.
Yeah, he's an upside play on a good offense. Can't go wrong with that, especially with the tight ends that are
for sure.
Right now.
Next.
The next game we are going to be talking about is the Ravens-Steelers.
Ravens-Steelers.
Is this a rivalry? This is a bit of a rivalry game.
This is a rivalry game,
yeah.
A divisional matchup. Ravens 4-point favorites. This is the lowest over/under, 38 points.
Oof.
Yeah, I think the under might hit. The divisional games always end up being like slugfest, low scoring.
Especially this division, the AFC North, man.
There's going to be a lot of running the football and a lot of good defense being played. So I would temper expectations on a lot of guys. I mean, you're probably still starting Lamar Jackson. It's still starting Mark Andrews.
100%.
And on the other side of the ball, are you starting anyone?
No.
No.
You're not starting Kenny Pickett.
Mm-hmm.
If you're starting Najee, something's wrong with you. Give up. We're done with that. I'm sorry. He's not good. Running with jeans on. And Kenny Pickett, I already said Kenny Pickett, but Kenny Pickett is hurt, and he's going to play in this game. He was a full participant in practice today. He's going to play, but man, I don't think it's going to be pretty. I wouldn't be shocked if he came out halfway through this game. That was a bad knee injury, and I know they're just saying it's a bone bruise, but it's still bad. I'm not happy about it.
Yeah, I mean, I would consider Jaylen Warren, and the other guy I would consider if he was playing is Pat Freiermuth.
Yeah,
but he's not playing.
He's not playing. Hamstring injury.
So really, there's not much to be desired in the Steelers' offense.
No.
For the Ravens, they're going to be getting back Rashad Bateman and Odell Beckham Jr. most likely, I believe. They're back practicing. So,
But you're not starting him. Doesn't matter.
You're not starting him, no.
You're not starting him. I might not even start Zay Flowers, honestly. Like, I understand he's been getting plenty of targets, but it really hasn't turned into anything for fantasy. He doesn't score touchdowns.
No, I mean, PPR, he's been great, but he's getting the 2 main receivers on this team back, so there's going to be a lot more targets to be spread around. They're not going to be all going to him. Mark Andrews still exists, too, so.
Yeah. It's going to be not a pretty game. It's not going to be a game. I think the Ravens are going to score a lot of the points in this game. I got the Ravens winning, and, yeah, the Steelers, I don't think they're going to have a good day. I don't think they're going to be able to move the ball.
Yeah, I got the Ravens winning as well.
Yeah.
Should be a boring game.
Very. I hate this division.
Next.
The next game we are going to be talking about is the Panthers-Lions.
Yippee! Panthers-Lions!
Yay!
Lions 10-point favorites. It's a lot of points. Over under 43.5. Miles Sanders, if he plays, is riding your bench this week. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
This is the second best defense against run in the NFL. So they're really good against the run this season for some reason. I don't know
believe
why.
he was a full participant in practice this week. So I don't think that's going to be a problem. But yeah, I mean, if you need to start him because he's your running back, lower those expectations a lot. It's not going to be a great week.
Yeah, and another thing in this game, Amon-Ra St. Brown has not practiced for the past 2 days with an abdomen injury. Abdomen issues.
Abdominal.
So, if he doesn't play, are you considering Josh Reynolds?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not. I think there's going to be a lot of running if he doesn't play. I think we're going to see a lot of David Montgomery. Hopefully, maybe we'll get to see a lot of Jahmyr Gibbs. Wouldn't that be nice? But the Panthers' run defense isn't terrible, I don't think, is it?
No, they're kind of the middle of the road.
Yeah, they're not awful. So they might have a tough time running the ball, but I would expect if they don't have Amon-Ra out there, we're going to see a lot of Sam Laporta.
Sam Laporta. So are you saying if Amon-Ra St. Brown doesn't play, you're starting Jahmyr Gibbs?
Yeah, I think I mean, I don't want to say I'm starting Jahmyr Gibbs either way because, we've had a rough couple of weeks. But, yeah, if Amon-Ra doesn't play, I would start Jahmyr Gibbs just because there's really not that many options in that offense without Amon-Ra. He's a huge part, and that leaves a huge hole. And somebody has to fill it. I don't think Jameson Williams is going to fill it. I don't think Josh Reynolds is going to fill it. I don't think Khalif Raymond's going to fill it. And I would expect Sam Laporta to step up, have a bigger role, and Jahmyr Gibbs as well.
Yeah, those guys aren't very good at filling holes. Lions, I got the Lions winning. Start David Montgomery and keep starting Adam Thielen.
Yeah.
That's basically it.
That's it. I think those are the only two people you want to start in this game.
Next.
The next game we are going to be talking about is the Texans-Falcons. CJ Stroud!
Oh,
yeah!
Falcons, 2-point favorites, over under 41
ridiculous.
and a half. Really? You think it's ridiculous, man?
2-point favorites?
I know you love CJ Stroud, but come on,
2-point favorites? The Texans are winning this game. I know they're winning this game in my heart.
I'll take the Texans too, actually.
Yeah,
I think they're winning.
CJ Stroud.
The two offensive rookie of the year candidates, the two top dogs in that race, I think. I mean, unless they throw Puka in there.
Those are the top two.
Puka Nacua.
Puka's gonna fall out now because we got my boy. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, they're gonna be going head to head. Bijan Robinson, CJ Stroud. I would say Desmond Ridder and CJ Stroud, but Desmond Ridder sucks. He's not good at football. Atlanta is top 5 against the pass this year, so that's I don't know.
They have a good secondary. They do. They're not a bad defense at all. But the Jags took care of them last week.
Yeah. I would not start Stroud this week. I know he's been on fire. I do think he's gonna have a decent game and they are gonna win, but I would try to look somewhere else to start.
I'm starting him.
I know you.
I'm starting him. He showed the game against the Steelers last week was the game that determined for me that you can start CJ Stroud at any time. That Steelers defense is good, and he balled out against them. I love CJ Stroud. Let me say it one more time. I love CJ Stroud. He's him, and I don't think the matchup matters. I think he's matchup proof.
I mean, the Steelers do allow the 7th most passing yards a game.
After that game.
After that game. Good point.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, Houston defense has been pretty good this season. A lot better than we thought it would be, for sure. They were terrible last year. So I do think they end up getting the dub against Atlanta. For the really only locked-in starter for me in Houston is Nico Collins. Dameon Pierce, maybe. RBs are scarce.
Dameon Pierce in there. It's not. Yeah, it's a bye week. You got 5 teams on bye. You can throw Dameon Pierce in there if you have to.
Sure.
Yeah.
Next.
The next game we are going to be talking about is the Saints-Patriots. Womp womp.
Trash.
Yeah. You know what? One crazy stat. Neither of these teams have went over 20 points this year.
It's not that crazy. I believe it.
Yeah. What's the over/under on this game?
38.5. It is.
I'm surprised that's not the lowest one.
I know. It's half a point more than the Ravens Steelers. So it's pretty close. Pats are 1-point favorites. I don't think they're going to win. I think the Saints are going to win.
I have the Patriots winning.
I got the Saints winning. I mean, they're getting Alvin Kamara in his second week back. I think he's going to be. I mean, he was involved last week.
Oh, my goodness. 14 targets. Sheesh, bro. How many times are you going to throw to him? But that's because of Derek Carr. Derek Carr's still hurting because of that shoulder. And don't forget about it. He might be practicing. He might be doing whatever. But that shoulder injury's still there. And him playing last week's only going to irritate it more.
Yeah, but, I mean, what it comes down to me is the Saints are a really good defense. And the Patriots are a trash offense with a struggling QB. So, really, that's what it boils down to me. I don't really necessarily like the Saints' offense that much. But their defense is really good. Pat's offense sucks. Yeah. That's a recipe for success in my books.
True. My thing with the Patriots is they've had a couple of hard matchups. Last week against the Cowboys, that's one of the best teams in the league. You can't expect the Patriots to go out there and ball out against the Cowboys. But, the Saints aren't one of the best teams in the league, in my opinion. And I think Bill Belichick gets it done. I have faith in him. I think his name is kind of, being tainted right now, and I don't think he wants that to happen. I think he'll fix it.
No one likes their name being tainted, man.
No, especially Bill.
In terms of starting players, you have to start Ramondre.
Yeah, you don't want to. You really don't want to.
Yeah.
This is a terrible matchup.
Like, you look on your bench, and there's probably not anyone better than Ramondre, but it's gonna be a bad week.
Zeke's killing him.
He is killing him. Other guy would start for the Patriots, Hunter Henry, and for the Saints, Olave and AK are the only ones locked in.
Yeah.
Next
game we're going to be talking about is the Giants-Dolphins.
Woo-wee, Giants. Oh,
We're dropping
no.
a 70.
I have Giants 11-point favorites. I don't think that's right. I think Miami is the 11-point favorite.
Oh, yeah.
So,
this is going to be a bloodbath. This is going to be dangerous. This is going to be bad. This is going to be a repeat of the Broncos-Dolphins. I'm thinking something close, something along those lines. The Giants are terrible. They've allowed 122 points this year. They suck.
yeah, and their offensive line has not gotten any better. We thought they might get some of their pieces back.
No,
Their
they
center,
actually lost more.
They lost even more players on that offensive line. So that was the main issue last week. They kept getting sacked. I mean,
But the Dolphins' defense hasn't been good.
They may get Jalen Phillips back, though.
If we get Jalen Phillips back, this might be a different story. This might even be a bigger blowout.
The over-under is 48.5, so, I think the Dolphins are probably going to account for 90% of those points.
At least.
Yeah. Dolphins got smacked around a little bit last week, just like the Giants, but I think the Dolphins are going to pull it out.
I don't think it's a question. I don't think it's a question. The Dolphins, they're heavy favorites for a reason.
Yeah, on the Dolphins offense, guys are starting. A-Chain, Hill, Mostert, Waddle, Tua.
Yep.
All those guys.
Everybody, fire them up.
For the Giants, I'd be willing to give Daniel Jones a start.
Yeah, the Dolphins' defense hasn't been good. That's the truth. It hasn't. And Daniel Jones can't have a good day. There's a way for him to have a good day. 20 points, 25. He could have 2 touchdowns. Russell Wilson, the Broncos might have gotten whooped, had 70 points dropped in their head, but Russell Wilson still had a good day.
Yeah, the thing with Daniel Jones is he always carries that rushing upside.
Yeah.
So a few big runs really makes up a whole week for him. Do you know the status of Saquon? I mean, it's still a really weird situation.
I don't think he's going to play. He's practicing, but it's limited. He's not 100%, and if he's not 100%, I doubt he plays. It's not going to happen, I don't think.
All right, so don't start Saquon if he's hurt.
Yeah,
Next.
Matt Breida. The next game we're going to be talking about is the Titans-Colts.
Yeah, Titans-Colts.
Yeah.
Anthony Richardson, Titans 1.5-point favorites
Might
over
see Jonathan Taylor.
Ooh, maybe. I
That would
hope
be
so.
fun.
I hope so. Over under 42.5. The thing about seeing Jonathan Taylor is this team they're going up against only allows 70 rushing yards a game.
Yeah.
So to me, that also caps Anthony Richardson's upside.
Yeah, it does.
I think it does. I mean, I would still be willing to throw him out there if you don't got anyone better, because they do allow 241 passing yards a game. So he just may need to get it done through the air a little bit more than on the ground.
I don't think. You see, they might only allow that many rushing yards, but it's a little bit different when those rushing yards come from a quarterback.
It's true. It is hard to account for.
Yeah.
It is hard to account for.
And Anthony Richardson, it's hard to stop that man. That's a hard man to stop.
He is a hard guy. Derrick Henry's coming off a monster game, and the Colts are actually bottom 10 against the run. So I think Derrick Henry may have
Fire up Derrick.
Yeah, I mean, you're already firing him up. Fire him up.
Fire him up again.
Fire him up.
Yeah, that's going to be a good day for him.
Yeah, but I do think this game is probably going to end up being pretty low scoring.
Who do you got winning?
Titans.
I got the Colts.
I mean, this is one of the games where I'm not going to be betting on. I could see it going either way.
Go either way for sure. The Titans are coming off that big win against the Bengals and the Rams, or not the Rams. The Rams just beat the Colts, but the Colts came back in that game and they were very much in it. So.
Yeah, are you starting any of the receivers for the Colts? You like
No.
Michael Pittman?
No.
Anybody?
Not starting Michael Pittman. Not starting Josh Downs, Alec Pierce. No, thank you.
You
No.
starting Anthony Richardson, Jonathan Taylor?
I'm starting Anthony Richardson. If Jonathan Taylor plays, I will start him just because if he plays, he has the upside to do something great. He's Jonathan Taylor. He's healthy, and you would put him out there. I don't think he's going to be out there for 100% of snaps like he usually would be, but he'll be out there enough to have some fantasy relevance.
And if he doesn't play Zach Moss or no?
Yeah. Okay. Fire him up.
Fire him up.
Next.
The next game we are going to be talking about is the Bengals-Cardinals.
Ooh, this is a little bit of a polarizing game. You would think
this is.
If I would have told you week 1, I would be taking Arizona to beat Bengals this week, you'd be calling me crazy, but I am taking Arizona to win this game.
I'm sticking with Joe. I'm sticking it out. Joe said that this is a must-win game for the Bengals, and it is a must-win game for them. If they lose this game, they're screwed. They're fighting for the first overall pick at that point.
The thing is, every game should be a must-win game.
It should.
I mean, the fact that he said it doesn't change the fact that he's been playing like trash.
Yeah.
I mean, Bengals. He is hurt.
He's
It's
hurt.
not
He's
his
damaged
fault,
goods.
though.
We can see it, bro. You're damaged.
You're damaged, bud. Bengals 3-point favorites over under 44.5. I'm not buying that they're favorites. Give me Arizona. They've been playing way better than everyone thought they would, and the Bengals have been playing way worse than everyone thought they would. So give me Josh Dobbs.
Yeah. I could see the Cardinals. There's 100% a world where the Cardinals come out on top in this game. That's why. What's the spread on this game?
3.
Yeah, it's very close because of that. The Cardinals are a good team. They've been in every single game so far. Last week they were in the first half against the 49ers. They fell out in the second. But still, the Cardinals have been really good, and the Bengals have been really bad.
Yep, and with all the bye weeks starting this week, Josh Dobbs is a guy that you could throw into your lineup. He's
100%.
top 3 in rushing yards for quarterbacks.
Very consistent, 40 rushing yards in all 3 of the last 3 games.
Yeah. Hollywood Brown is someone who's been sneaky good this year, too. I think he scored in the past 2 games, I believe. I think so. Yeah, he's been pretty good for your team, so he's the guy there.
I'm firing up Hollywood Brown, firing up James Conner, Josh Dobbs. If you know, not even if you're in a pinch, honestly, you could throw Josh Dobbs in there just to throw him in.
Zach Ertz.
Yeah. With how the tight end, the tight ends are.
Sheer volume, man.
Yeah.
Sheer volume.
Michael Wilson?
Probably not. Give him another week.
Yeah, one more. We need one more.
On the other side, you got to start Chase.
Mixon.
Yeah, I guess.
If you really need to start Joe, I guess you could do it, but man, it ain't gonna be pretty.
Nuh-uh.
Next game we are going to be talking about is the Eagles versus the Rams.
Yeah, Eagles-Rams, baby.
I might go to this game.
Really?
Yeah, I'm going to be in California for the weekend. I might go to this game.
There you go.
Yeah.
If you're going to the Rams game, make sure you look out for Tico.
Ooh.
Ooh.
I'm going to be wearing my Cooper Kupp jersey because Cooper Kupp is maybe going to come back. I hope he plays in this game. There's a really high possibility he does. I think he will, but we don't know for sure.
Eagles are the 4.5-point favorites over under 50. Give me Philly.
I got the Rams.
It's not crazy.
If Cooper Kupp plays.
Oh, only if he plays.
If Cooper Kupp doesn't play, I got Philly. But if Cooper Kupp does play, give me the Rams. I think the Rams can get it done. Matthew Stafford will have Cooper Kupp out there, Puka, Tutu. It will look really good, that offense.
I just realized when you said that, like, how insane the names for the Rams receivers are.
That's
They got Kupp, Tutu, Puka, and Van.
Higbee.
Oh, my gosh.
Kyren.
Ronnie Rivers.
Ronnie Rivers.
Are you starting Kyren this week? He did not practice today.
I don't care.
And the Eagles are the best team.
Kyren Williams has been great. I don't care about the matchup. Kyren Williams, you need to start him. I'm sorry. Like you're not going to be in a position where you can bench Kyren Williams.
Unless you picked him up week 1 and you have good running backs.
But the odds of that might be low. I really doubt you have good running backs.
Kyren Williams or Jonathan Taylor?
Kyren Williams. You know Kyren Williams. You know Kyren Williams is going to touch the ball. You don't know Jonathan Taylor's going to touch it.
I mean, you know Ronnie Rivers is going to touch it too, though. Usual guys are starting for you for Philly.
Yeah.
Swift, AJ,
Smitty.
Hurts, Smitty. Goddard has been bad.
Yeah.
But this team is bottom 10 against tight ends.
Nick Sirianni says he wants to get him more involved. He said that after this past week.
Yep, Rams are really good against receivers and running backs, and they're bad against tight ends. So if it's going to be a week, it's going to be this week.
Yeah, for sure.
And all the other guys, the guys you know for the Rams you're playing. It'd be all those guys.
Next
game we were talking about is the Chiefs-Vikings.
Yeah, Chiefs-Vikings highest over-under.
Really?
Yeah, 52.5.
Oh, okay.
Chiefs 4.5-point favorites. I guess I'll take the Chiefs.
You guess?
I guess.
You guess. I'm taking the Chiefs with ease. I think the Chiefs are going to blow them out. You know, the Chiefs are coming off a week where it wasn't great against the Jets, and Patrick Mahomes has to make up for that. Patrick Mahomes loves to have the bounce-back games, and this is going to be a bounce-back game for Patty.
It could be, but, you know, I got the Chiefs winning because their defense has just been
That's also
so
true.
good.
Yeah, the defense has been great.
The defense has been great. I think they're pretty easy to run on, though, so Alexander Mattison could be a good play, but I think they're going to be down too much.
Yeah,
I think the game script might come in between Alexander Mattison having a good game, so you're starting him, though.
I think we're going to start to see a little bit more Cam Akers.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I think Cam Akers is going to get more involved in this offense until we have a 50-50 split.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't trade for him for no reason.
Yeah.
So
They didn't trade much, but
they did not trade much. Let's see. Hard to bench Kirk Cousins though.
yeah, you're not
I mean,
benching him.
He's been so good. This is a really good defense he's going up against, but he hasn't done anything. Last week
He's going to throw some interceptions. That's going to, no doubt about it. He's not going to have, it's not going to be a great day like that, like looking at it from a team perspective. But from fantasy football, he's going to have to throw the ball. They're going to have to throw the ball to stay in this game, and they're going to. Justin Jefferson's going to be a big day for him, I'm thinking. Jordan Addison, KJ Osborne, TJ Hawkinson, all the pass catchers.
All those guys. And on the other side, I think Pacheco's going to have a really good game.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a good matchup for him, and he was coming off a big goal game from last week. So, fire up Isaiah Pacheco.
Fire him up.
Fire him up.
This game's in Minnesota, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah.
Are you starting Pacheco or Madison?
Pacheco. Yeah, Pacheco.
Okay.
I don't like this matchup for Madison or Akers for that matter. I don't like it for both of them. I don't think they're going to be able to run the ball.
Probably not.
No.
Next.
The next game we are going to be talking about is the Jets-Broncos. And this is an interesting game because you got the Nathaniel Hackett versus Sean Payton. You know, this is a little controversy that was going on in the offseason, and this game's got a little heat to it.
Yeah, especially with Zach Wilson having a good game last week.
Yeah.
Coming off a good game against
man.
a good defense?
Which Wilson will be better?
God, I mean,
Russell or Zachary?
do I have to pick one?
No.
Broncos are 2-point favorites over under 43. Give me the Jets. The Broncos have just been so
I got
bad.
the Jets.
The Broncos are so bad. They're bad on defense. Their offense can get stuff going, but the Jets' defense is really good.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think Zach Wilson's actually going to have a field day with this
Yeah,
defense.
I think this is going to be a great day for the Jets. You know, you got to fire up Garrett, Breece Hall. This is going to be the big Breece Hall game. This is going to be the first big game of the year for him.
Yeah, Robert Saleh said he's no longer going to be on that snap count.
Yeah,
so
that's huge.
we're going to see the old Breece back. And that was the main issue this season with Breece. He's just not been getting the ball.
No,
but
they
when
don't give it to him.
like week 1, he got the ball, only a few times.
10.
He went off. He was
10.
doing great.
Over 100 yards, though.
Yeah, he was so efficient, and I think we're going to get that Breece Hall back, especially against this Broncos defense that, oh, God, they're bad.
They're bad. They're bad, yeah.
Is Javonte Williams going to play? I don't know
think
the
so.
situation
I don't
there.
think so. He hasn't practiced all week. It's going to be Jaleel. Jaleel's going to be the guy you want in this offense. Jaleel McLaughlin, whatever you want to call him. That's going to be the guy you want to fire up in this offense. I don't know if you want to play a running back against the Jets, but if you need one and you're in a desperate situation, Jaleel's going to be the guy in this offense.
Jaleel, yeah. Russell Wilson coming off a good game. Usually he's a good streaming quarterback to have, but I would avoid him this week. He might be good, but he probably isn't going to be.
Russell?
I'm
starting Zach.
Yeah, I'd start Zach over Russell.
Yeah, 100%. Are you starting Jerry Jeudy?
No.
Are you starting Cortland Sutton?
No.
Are you starting... I guess there's nobody else.
There's nobody else.
Next.
The next game we're going to be talking about is the Cowboys-Niners. This is a great Sunday Night Football game.
Some big old defenses going against each other.
Big old
man.
defenses,
Big old
bro.
defenses. The biggest defenses.
Dude, Micah
versus Bosa.
Oh,
Big
It's gonna
time
be a great
game.
matchup.
It is. 49ers 3.5-point favorites over under 45. Give me the Niners.
got
I
the
like their
Niners.
offense more, and their defense is just as good, if not better than
And they always
Dallas.
get the best of the Cowboys. They do. Every single time. I know, the Cowboys have been picking the mind of Trey Lance, trying to figure out the 49ers offense, but it doesn't matter. They can't figure it out because they're better than them.
I mean, Trey Lance probably doesn't know much of the 49ers offense, speaking that he didn't play very much. So
No.
I don't know if he's the best guy to trust for that. Do you think it's going to be a low-scoring game, or are the offenses going to prevail here?
I think we're looking at a 20-20 type of game.
They're going to tie?
Yes, they're going to tie. Put a 1 on the end for both of them.
One guy you should avoid this week, Debo. They said he's less than 100%, and
Yeah.
he's going to be playing, so he's probably going to be playing pretty
I
bad.
don't know. I'm not avoiding him. I think I would still be playing him just because of the upside. And I understand he's not at 100%, but 80% of Debo is better than 100% of some other guys.
That's true, but if they didn't have George Kittle, Brandon Ayuk, Christian McCaffrey, I'd agree with you.
It's
But the
true.
fact that he's going to be playing less than 100%, and there's all of those other guys there, I would try to avoid him if possible. Obviously, if he's the best guy you got,
It's hard.
he's the best
it's gonna
guy
be
you
hard
got.
to avoid Debo. That was one of the guys you picked very early, and he has a high upside. He might be able to drop 0 some weeks, but he can also go off.
He was pretty close to 0 last week.
Yeah,
really close
very
to 0.
close.
These are two of the best workhorse running backs in the game, too. Tony Pollard's getting a lot of touches.
It's gonna
Christian
be a hard day for
McCaffrey.
him, though.
Yeah, it
49ers
will be.
defense isn't going to be easy.
It's not going to be easy. Christian McCaffrey is also a very good running back. So
yeah, very.
Yeah. I would honestly temper a lot of expectations for everyone not named Christian McCaffrey in this game, just because the defenses are so good.
I think we're going to see a lot of passing. I think in this game. I think the running game's not going to work as well for both sides.
Wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. Next game we are going to be talking about is the Monday night game, Packers-Raiders. Last game we're talking about.
Yeah, Packers 1-point favorites over under 45.
Only 1 point?
1 point? Yeah. I mean, they should be getting Jimmy Garoppolo back, I believe. He's in the last stages of concussion protocol.
He's in the last stages of concussion protocol. He's practicing. He's out there. They'll probably have him back.
Yeah, so, I mean, that puts it a little closer than it probably should be. But this is probably going to be the first week we see Jordan Love, who has been playing great. It's probably going to be the first week we see him fully with all of his weapons.
Yeah, for sure.
And I know what you're going to say. Romeo Doubs is a weapon. He's better than Christian Watson. But Christian Watson's going to be back fully healthy. I think he played under 50% of the snaps last week, so he's going to be out there.
47.
Yeah. I was right. I wasn't wrong. And Aaron Jones, I think, is going to be fully good to go. I mean, it might be, maybe not. You're the injury guy. You should know this.
We haven't heard much about Aaron Jones. I haven't heard anything about him on the injury report. I haven't heard anything about him being limited in practice. I haven't heard anything. So maybe he'll be 100%. Maybe he'll be out there. But what we saw last week, we thought he was going to be 100% and be out there, and he wasn't.
Yeah, but Aaron Jones is one of the guys where you're in the situation where you kind of got to start him.
Yeah, you have to start him. You have no choice. Even if he does put up 0 points, there's nothing you can do about it. That's the risk you've got to run.
Yeah, and like we was just talking about, Jordan Love should be a good start. Going to see him with all of his weapons. They should be pretty good.
Yeah,
should be good. Yeah. Christian Watson loves that end zone.
I love Jordan Love. Like, Jordan Love has really shocked me this year. I'm surprised he was this good, and I think he's going to ball out against the poor Raiders defense.
Yeah, he's playing like a first-round quarterback.
He is.
Look at who would have thunk it, man. The defense isn't that great. For the Raiders, really, Devontae Adams, Josh Jacobs, and Jacoby if you need to.
I wouldn't start Jacoby.
You wouldn't?
No.
He's been good, though.
I think the Packers defense has a bounce-back week. They really messed up a lot last week. They didn't look good. They might have Jair Alexander back. I'm not 100% sure.
I don't know.
Not 100% sure. But if they do, that's going to lower the expectations a little bit for Devontae.
Probably.
Yeah. But still, it's a revenge game for him.
That is true. I completely forgot about that.
Yeah, revenge game. Going up against the old team.
Yeah.
And that's a wrap.
That is all the games. Okay. What's your game of the week?
Game of the week. Let's see. I'll go the easy route. Cowboys-Niners.
Yeah, I actually have 2 games of the week.
You can't have 2.
I have 2. I have the one that is the game of the week, and I have my game of the week.
Okay, go ahead.
The game of the week is Cowboys-Niners. Obviously, they're calling it the game of the week. It's the America's team versus the 49ers. It's the matchup we've been waiting for. It's the playoff matchup. But the other game I think that's going to actually be shocking to some people, that's actually going to be a good game, is the Eagles-Rams.
Yeah, probably.
I think the Rams are going to be in that game. I think they're a much better team than people give them credit for. And I think the Eagles are a team that gets more credit than they deserve.
Yeah.
Especially after last week. How are you going to... They almost lost to the Commanders. They were this close. And I think the Rams are a much better team than the Commanders.
Fair. And for the stinker of the week, the easy answer, Ravens-Steelers. But I think it's actually going to end up being a good game, even though it's probably going to be low scoring. In terms of a bad game, give me Panthers-Lions.
Yeah, that's going to be a bad game.
Yeah, it's going to be a bad game.
There's going to be a couple of bad games. You got You got Patriots-Saints. That's going to be a terrible game, in my opinion. Another bad game you're going to have is the Cardinals-Bengals. That's a stinky one, in my opinion. I think that's going to be a low-scoring outing.
Titans-Colts.
Yeah, there's a lot of bad games this week. It's going to be I don't know, maybe they'll surprise us. It always happens any given Sunday, but I don't know. It's not looking great.
Yep. So which one's your stinker, though? You got to pick one, man.
I have to pick one?
Pick one. Probably
Patriots-Saints. I think that's going to be a low-scoring game. Both teams haven't put up 20 points this season, and I don't know why they would start doing it this week.
Fair. And that's really all we got.
That's all we got. Yeah. So thank you guys so much for listening to the Not a Football Show. My name is Tico from the Tico Fantasy Show, and this is Sully from Sully Sports. Any last comments, Sully?
Football, baby. Yeah.
Who you got tonight? I know this. You guys aren't going to see this. You guys aren't going to see this till after the Thursday night game. But who do you got tonight for Bears-Commanders?
Washington.
I got Bears.
Cool.
Give me Jay Fizzy. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and have a wonderful day.